Thank you, Kevin. Well, the pandemic also changed the workplace in many ways, shifting some of us to work from home and prompting millions to quit and change jobs. If you jumped ship and now you don't like where you've landed, you're really not alone. The Great Resignation for many is now followed by great regret. Darcy Eichenberg is a career expert and author who wrote the new book, Red Cape Rescue: Save Your Career Without Leaving Your Job. She joins us live via Zoom. Thanks for being here.
Hey, thanks, Heather. Thanks for having me.
So what is the first thing that you tell someone who feels like they made a big mistake by quitting their job?
Hey, if we all had a crystal ball, we could answer all the world's problems, right? But the truth is, you made the best decision that you could for the moment that you were in. But that moment may have passed. And right now, I think that if somebody is feeling like maybe they made a wrong decision, they can't dwell on it. They need to learn from it. Take the lesson of what was the thing that I thought was going on, and what do I want differently going forward?
And if you are debating going back to your old job, one of your tips is assessing your assumptions, right?
A lot of times we make up all these stories in our head about, oh, I'll never get promoted, or my boss will never allow me to work at home, or I'll never be able to have some of the things that I want. The truth is, everything is changing. The workplace has changed. People change. So to look at those assumptions that may have led you to the decision you made and say, well, how do I know that to be true? Have I actually asked good questions? Have I actually tried doing some of the things that I want to do? So we really need to take a hard look at our assumptions to see if different assumptions might lead us to different decisions.
And many employees may assume, too, that their former employer won't want to hire them back, but how should they approach that?
There actually is a thing called the boomerang employee, and it's actually starting to become a trend again. Employers really need people who know the work and can do the work. And so don't assume that just because you left somewhere means you could never go back. I mean, the truth is that when you go back or have a conversation about going back, it may be to something different, or it may be shaping the job a little differently. But unless you left in a very insulting and TikTok-y kind of way and slam the door on your way out, then there's lots of reason to think why your old company may still need you now.
What's your advice for handling regret without it weighing you down for all those suffering right now who've left their jobs?
There's actually some really good research that was recently done by Dan Pink about regret. That regret is just a negative, a mirror image of the things that we want to have a good life. And so I think it's good to recognize the things that we regret, but to use it in a way to help us make different decisions going forward. So not to stay stuck in it, but to use it to inspire you and to challenge you to make the decision that's going to be right for you in the next phase of your career.
And do you think that the Great Resignation has made employers more grateful for their workers who do stick around?
Well, I hope it's made all of us grateful for great work with great people. And, employers are just people too. So they people who are the leaders making decisions have had some of these same conversations in their head. So I certainly hope that we're starting to see a shift in understanding the value of individuals in our workplace. And I hope we've seen a shift that individuals know they need to speak up for themselves and they need to do the things that are right for them, including sometimes having a better conversation about the work as it is, as opposed to deciding just to leave without having those conversations.
Darcy Eichenberg, thank you so much for being here.
Hey, thanks, Heather.
And you can find her book, Red Cape Rescue: Save Your Career Without Leaving Your Job, at her website or from booksellers. You probably know him for his cooking.